For those of you who don't know, this game was only released on the Famicom. I want to say 1991 or 1992, something like that. It's a pretty easy game casually. There's actually in the game where, as a speed run, is make or break, and that's particularly the two last levels and their water pits. I mean, there's water pits in the first level as well, but if you fall in the water, it doesn't matter what your weight level is, you instantly go to fully chubby. There's memes all over that one, but it's the truth. And when you
not semi.
They're not semi.
Not semis.
Definitely full chubby. But when your chubby meter is at max.
This is high quality entertainment right now. This is what I signed up for, by the way. This is why I do what I do. Ooh, yeah. Chubbies. Snap into it. That's how we have to say it from now on.
Where was I? Oh yeah, when you get wet, you get a chubby. Okay. When your meter is full, you move slower and you have a really horrible attack. And what sucks about that is it makes you susceptible to falling into the water again, or to hits which slow you down, even more. So fall in the water, which isn't such a big deal on the 5th stage, the Pirate Beach stage, but when you're on the last one, the ice stage, there are 3 jumps that, and it's not quite frame perfect. I actually think it's an intended mechanic of the game, but if you hit them on the right spot, you'll fly over a lot of the obstacles in that final stage. It's actually quite easy if you hit it. But if you miss one, you fall in the water, guaranteed. And that's what happened to me in that race. I mean, by then it was already too late. But the biggest things for those of you that are watching to look out for, you don't want to fall in the water. That's the biggest thing. And then with each shape up that you get, your penguin, I think his name is Penta, or maybe that's the girlfriend's name. I can't remember. But
I thought it was Bob and Sally, but you probably have better ideas about that.
You can call him Bob and Sally. That works.
Yeah.
So Bob has 3 attacks. When he's fat, he has a belly flop. When he has a kick, and then when he's thin, he barks or spits hot lyrics. I'm not sure what he does, but whatever it is, it's very effective. And paramount to the speedrun, you want to have those powers. So it's not only imperative to stay chubby or to stay thin to go faster, but it makes your attacks more valuable. And so that's the other thing, not taking hits, not falling in the water, not eating any of the food obstacles in the levels. I mean, as far as the 2 auto-scrolling levels go, it's pretty straightforward. There's not really any speed strats to that. It's just survive and get through it.
Any way to lose? By the way, the runners both have started. They are past the tutorial stage and on their way to stage 1. Coach Crab with a little bit of a lead, but that just might be a little bit of a delay from the streams themselves. Are there any way to lose time on the side scrollers other than the bosses themselves?
I suppose if you were to extremely fat going into the last battle, or if you don't have enough time, you could risk doing the level over. I mean,
having too much time also is a mechanic where you might lose. Even though you beat the boss faster, you might still come out behind because you got to wait for that meter to count down.
And it blows my mind when I watch when I was watching Andy's runs and a couple of the other guys who did this for the Big 20, that they would actually strat to fight the final boss of the second auto scroll level, though, the bird that splits up. Yeah. They'll fight him with like 10 seconds on the clock, and if you miss that quick kill, it's over. You're done. Is pretty mind blowing. Like, I haven't been able to do it in a run yet. In practice, I always game over every time I try to do it.
Well, you can see Coach on this one actually beat the boss quicker. But probably because he had a little bit more time on the clock, they actually entered the second stage identical, on the same kind of near the same frame. It was that synced up. So your goal
in a race.
Are you farming? You got to be farming missiles, right?
Farm the missile drop, or you can. I just noticed Coach took that hit. Enough of the shakes.
Yeah.
Are they shakes? Are they diet soda? What are they?
I feel like they're Slim Fast, and the purple ones might be the purple drank, and they just get your metabolism pumping, and you don't really care about your mind's off food because you're thinking about other things.
So you can actually get your meter all the way empty, and that will give you a missile upgrade, but at the risk of refilling your meter partially. So if you take a hit, you can actually go back to the intermediate weight level, which a strange sensation about like how uncomfortable it makes me feel to say that it makes you fat and thin and stuff. Like, it's almost like this game is just straight up fat shaming.
Oh, absolutely. I think Monogatari is actually Japanese for fat shame itself.
It's kind of funny when you think about the time period that this game was released. Would this have been considered okay in the United States even? I mean, would this have been...
I mean, what people may not understand is Japan was noted for dumbing down games, changing games, censoring games for U.S. release because, dumb Americans couldn't understand it or it was too hard for them. This actually became the second Mario Brothers game once they redid it for the United States because they didn't think the United States will take to it. So, Super Mario Brothers 2 was actually this game. I believe that's a fact.
It is. You're seeing the wart battle as of right now. They somehow made this the last battle of the game, and then to counteract the fact that they were fat shaming, they fed Wart vegetables because he needed to get thin.
Right. Exactly. It came full circle, and we were none the wiser because there was no internet or anything back then to even understand that. But Buzz takes a hit there. That's going to get Coach a little bit of a little buffer there to make up some ground. And Buzz looks like he missed another jump, and Coach is now in the lead. And this is exactly what happened in Buzz's race with you. He missed several jumps on this stage and was not able to complete the stage faster. But he had Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. A little bit of RNG with where those enemies spawn. Those jerks, those little bug-eyed guys with the umbrellas can sometimes spawn at a weird angle and can come and wreck you if you try the quick jump. It's one of the few instances of RNG in this game that we mess up a run.
So we're on to the BBC fight, the Big Bad Cloud. And quick kills there for both Coach and Buzz. I think those were faster than the kills between you and Buzz the first time. Coach is going to take a little bit of a lead going in to the next stage. Looks like it is about 1 second. So this is deja vu, almost a mirror image carbon copy of last race. So it did look like on the auto-scroller, the first one on stage 2, JSR, when you took a hit and you had to wait for your plane to come back, the screen just didn't scroll as fast, it looks like. So you may... so it may be possible that you can lose ground on the auto-scroller if you do, in fact, take hits. It goes through that crybaby animation, and then you have to wait for the new plane to arrive.
Just take a hit here. We'll have to pay attention to it if that does, in fact, happen. That's an interesting thought, though. I never thought of that. We should... You can't play the American version of Super Mario Brothers 2 and that mechanic because they changed all...
Yeah, they changed a few things there. You can actually play as the female penguin, but, Princess, she's now called, or whatever her name is in the American version.
They had to make Princess be able to float because in this game, the female penguin can float.
Yes. It's all right there. I mean, just side by side. It's just, it's amazing. Japan never gets old to me. Like, their train of thought, their thinking. So one of the things we found out, I mentioned it in the first race, but you're here now, so we'll just talk to you about it. One of the things we found out and you discovered in practicing this game is that if you run into a step with the plane, you actually take damage.
Because when you look at like the walls of the level, it's hard to tell when you first play this game what you can and can't. But yeah, that was a little tricky for me when I was learning the game. Was like, okay, through and what can't I? Both our runners made it through that very tricky section.
Yeah, it helps to have missiles there. Buzz doesn't have missiles. He didn't have missiles against you either. It's quicker to kill those enemies. They look like they have a lot of health. Are the blue ones? Are the blue ones unkillable?
One of those two are unkillable. I thought the blue ones were the ones that you could kill.
I probably had that wrong then. Yeah. All right, so 7:30 going into the boss fight for Coach Crab. 7:35, 34 and a half probably for Buzz right there. 4.5. I forgot what the time was, but it's a lead for Coach Crab.
It's a quick kill here. We'll be in the lead, and both get it. Obviously, then they're on. He's got the Macho Man glasses. Oh, I've never seen that strat from the Coach Crab did by going to the left side birds first. Might be a better strat.
It could.
Something I just realized.
Yeah, it could be 11 or 8. Let's see when the screen goes black here to go into the stage. We got 8:17 here for Coach, and then it's going to be about 8:22 for Buzz. So 5-second lead going into the pirate fight, and this is where Buzz excelled in his last race. He had no problem doing the pirate fight. Let's see how Coach can keep up with that. It also looked like last race you had trouble getting that star. Oh, Buzz takes a bath right there, JSR.
Oh no, that is probably going to cost him the race, and that's what I was talking about earlier. I mean, it's possible if it happens to Coach in the next stage to turn the tide back in Buzz's favor, but that is terrible things. As you see, Buzz is just taking hit after hit and bath after bath. That's the risk of falling in the water. I honestly think that might have sealed the deal.
Yeah, we're using Buzz's audio for the background game audio, and if his mic was on, that definitely would have been an F-my-C moment right there for Buzz. In fact, he probably did say it. Coach looks like he's doing all right on the fights here.
Star jump, by the way, I still don't know the timing on that. There's got to be some sort of visual cue. I just haven't found it yet. What a nice fight for Coach Crab. That was really well done.
Yeah, Buzz has to farm some shakes here. He might be able to get him off the hits themselves. Yeah, he got the shape up. I don't know if he's over that threshold though. I guess so. When the meter goes blue, you're good, right?
Oh no, not the meter goes blue and then the heart isn't broken anymore.
Okay. So he's fine. You're gonna get guaranteed shakes on hit anyway, so he doesn't have to wait and farm them. But meanwhile, Coach Crab goes on. Did he miss one of the big super jumps there?
The stream delay. It looked like he got them all.
Okay.
To me, let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he got them all.
I looked up and I saw him. Yeah, I looked up and I saw him doing some platforming, so I thought maybe he missed one. But Coach is on the final boss while Buzz defeats the pirate douche. By the way, all the bosses will be named later in upcoming episodes.
Monumental collapse here. I think Coach has this one in the bag. His weight meter is in good shape, no pun intended. And as long as he doesn't take a beam to the face, he should have this.
Yeah, a couple more hits there, and down goes the boss. And that is a time of 10 minutes, 48 seconds.
Good time. Beaten Buzz in our previous match by 1 second.
1 second. We have a new personal best in the tournament. New tournament record here. Buzz is going to be finishing off the boss fight right now. Coach will probably join us in Discord. It's probably going to take him about 30 minutes to set up Discord, though, so we can talk a little bit more about this. JSR, looking back at this race and reflecting on your race, how do you think your division is shaping up right now?
Well, I'm going to have to hit the practice gym here, or I'm going to end up facing off against somebody out of your division. A possible sinker avoidance here, man. I'm in trouble. I need to practice.
Well, you got your automatic win over Dig Shake. So, And
That
there's
time, by Buzz would have beaten me last match too, so I'm in trouble.
yeah, and that's beating you and falling into the water twice. So yeah, I mean there is quite a difference there. Buzz has quit his stream and quit IRC at the same time. He's not happy. But we are joined by Coach Crab. Coach, can you hear me? This is fun. Buzz is here, though. Buzz, congratulations, and sorry to see you lose that second one. Why don't you start out with the first race there if you want?
Yeah, first race was solid. I didn't really. I had a couple of minor time losses, like missing a ladder or something like that. But what else did I miss? I screwed up on the last invincibility on the 5th level there. But really, that was my best run ever. That was my PB for sure. Against JSR.
Very impressive. I had no chance, man.
I was surprised that I did that. Yeah. What's yours?
Is now 12:06.
12:06. Okay. Yeah. I had one other run I think that I got under 11 minutes. So I was just kind of like, if I can do that in a race, I'm probably golden. But yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it was good. I don't know. I did everything right, and I got lucky on that first one. But I don't even know what went wrong on the second one there. I think I just jumped in the water. I don't even remember if anything hit me or not.
I did want to say I was thoroughly impressed with the 1049 myself. Man, you're probably going to be the runner to beat. And in that race against Coach, you did fall in the water a couple of times. Coach put up a 1048.
Yep, Coach has always got to nudge me out by just a little bit. That's his style. I don't know why. That's 3 races. Anytime I race Coach, I choke.
Coach, are you having mic issues? I see you in the Discord. Mic issues or something, but I did want to thank you for the race, Buzz, and also GG to both you runners.
Yeah, thanks for racing. Yeah, GG for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy to get one win out of it. Big Shake doesn't seem so confident, so but I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. Just trying to make the winner's bracket, really.
I have a new goal, and that is I just got out of the toilet bowl. I'm trying to stay out of it going forward.
I mean, I think you'll be okay. You got a pretty solid time. Yeah, Coach is going to be tough, but I don't know. There might be I'll have to see if there's going to be some kind of, I'm not thinking about what the playoff situation is to stay in there, but JSR, you've got a solid time. So I'd say even if you do fall to the losers bracket, I don't think you'll have any problem staying or getting yourself out of that.
If I sink, it'll give me inspiration to grind it the next one. Now I understand that I have not practiced nearly enough.
Yeah, really. This is the easiest game I think that we've done by far, as far as the amount of time that you need to put into it. You learn a couple of little tricks, and you can get a pretty fast time pretty consistently with this game.
Me in our race was I was right on your tail by about 5 seconds when we get into the pirate fight, and
hello,
we're good. Hey, as I hear a Coach.
Hey guys, thanks Larry for helping me out with Discord. You know that I do not know technology.
Yeah, it's like Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog's Day?
Just to finish my thought real quick before I give the floor to Coach, screwed up the pirate fight really badly. And even though I fell in the final stage, I actually fell when I saw you got done. I was like, holy crap, and I fell in the water.
That's kind of what happened. Once I fell in the water, I was I messed up that pirate fight too. On the Coach race, but yeah, I mean that's the whole thing with that. You're used to the speed running, and then once you fall in the water or you mess up a boss, it's just kind of like, okay, what do I do now? That's the whole thing.
I'll turn the floor over to Larry. Larry, what did you think?
Good race, Buzz. Hello, you guys hear me? Hello, Larry.
Do we still hear Coach? I can't hear Coach.
You can't hear me? Let me exit out and come back in again.
Coach, why don't you bring us through, talk us through your run there. How did that go compared to your prior practices and such?
It went pretty well. It's like 10% of the time, level 1 gives you a different pattern with the first couple of enemies, and that always throws me off. I actually handled it pretty well, but it still threw me off a little bit, and I kind of struggled in level 2 a little bit. I got hit a couple times, and I had to shape up. And whenever you have to shape up, you lose about 2 seconds. So having to shape up in level 2, because the auto scroller completely stops when you do that. And so I lost a couple seconds there, and but everything else went really well. It was a solid time. Not a PB, but a solid time.
I definitely was impressed with your and for the technical difficulties, by the way. I was impressed with your Macho Man bird fight, or whatever we're going to call that guy. The left side strat, I've never seen that before, and I thought about it, and I was remarking to Larry as we were watching you run. That might be a more viable strat, but before I tell my opinion on it, what made you decide to try that left side strat?
Well, I watched a speed run that was about, I think it was 10 minutes and 9 seconds long. It's not the world record, but it's pretty close. And I was just trying to emulate those strats right there, and that's the strat that he used. So that's just what I did.
What's Macho Man? What's that?
Is it level 4 boss? Right?
Yeah.
The bird with the sunglasses?
I can see it. I can see how he's kind of like a macho man. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I do the left side on that one as well. I just find it like the quick kill is just too risky. But if I stay on the left side, I can usually, at least the key is to kill those 2 of them before, because if they go back together, you're kind of just sitting there waiting for an hour.
It definitely seems like it's got a little bit more flexibility than the right side, because in the right side strat, if you miss 1 or 2 of the attack, the bark or whatever the heck you call his attack, and you're looking at it.
It works about 90% of the time for me, the strategy that going on the left side like that, like Buzz does as well. So it's pretty reliable.
Again, GG to you guys. It was a lot of fun to watch. It was a lot of fun to race. Larry, what are your thoughts, sir?
Not really much. I mean, it just shows that the level of competition in your bracket's really, really good, because you've been practicing for a while, and then there was 2 times that were just better than whatever you have done. So, I'm not particularly on a personal level, I guess, optimistic about my chances of winning it all in this game, but very optimistic maybe that the brackets shaped up as they did, and I could avoid this mess, and then just have to worry about Link 7s, and that's it.
I was actually pretty impressed with your run, 2 gamers. I thought you were doing really well until you got to level 5. That's when you started struggling a little bit. It looks like you need to practice levels 5 and 6 a little bit more. Is that right?
I knew that going in. I didn't have a lot of time from when I got home from work to warm up or practice or anything before the race, and I was like, oh crap, dude, I haven't practiced enough 5 or 6. And I tried to do a real quick practice, but not enough time. But I'll have a lot more time to mess with it this weekend, and maybe early next week we can get our race going, Coach, and then reach out to Dig and get my races out of the way.
Yeah, man, that sounds good. Yeah, whenever any evening past 10 p.m. Eastern time usually works for me. So